Hello students, how are you all? So we are meeting after a break, right? So students, before your PT exams, we have completed up to the solutions. As earlier we have done about the elements, compounds, mixtures, as well as we have discussed about the type of the mixtures in which we have started with the solutions. We have discussed all properties of the solutions as well as the concentration of solution, solubility, and we have done the numericals related to the solutions. Now we are just going to discuss today about the suspension, right? These may be of the three types: solution, suspension, and colloids, as I have explained in my last lecture, right? So we have completed up to solutions. Today we are just going to start with the suspension. So first of all, what are suspensions? A heterogeneous mixture. Solution was a purely homogeneous mixture. Now suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which solute particles do not dissolve but remains suspended throughout the whole bulk or the mass of the suspension of the mixture, right? So what to sum up is, I can give you one example, one or more examples we may discuss about it. For example, you will take chalk powder and try to dissolve in the water. You stir it continuously and then you will put the beaker at a side. So what will be you are able to see? You will see the clearly seen visible particles of the chalk. They are going to be dispersed. They are going to be suspended in throughout the water. Water is taken as a solvent here. So throughoutly they are going to be just floating from one place to the another place. And when you will be keeping the beaker at a side, you will observe that the particles after some time they will be settled at the bottom, because the suspensions, they are unstable in nature, right? So particle size is large enough that they will be settled down at bottom, not like the solutions in which the particles are so minute in size that they will enter into the empty spaces of the solvent, right? So we can take the example of the wheat flour into the water. You may take the examples of the paints, right? When the paints are mostly the suspensions in the water. The colored pigments, they are kept in the water in the other solvents, and they will be just suspended throughout the substance as such, right? So we may take the example of the mud, right? Very fine quality of the mud, when it will be put in the water, it will make the suspension. Means the muddy particles, they will be suspended throughout the whole solvent. That the solvent we have taken as water, right? So you may take one very interesting example during whitewash. Students, do you know what is taken during the whitewash? This is the calcium oxide, which we normally used to say quicklime or tuna, right? When it will be dissolved in water, it will be converted to the slaked lime, that is the calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. The calcium hydroxide, this will remain suspended into the water, right? So then during suspension, obviously, then we are going to apply it into the walls, and then the calcium hydroxide, this reacts with the carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere, which make a layer of calcium carbonate, CaCO3, right? So that will make a fine white layer on the walls after applying it properly. Otherwise, whenever it is dissolved, it is kept in the bucket, it will be in the form of the suspension, right? Similarly, the bleaching powder, it cannot be dissolved in water, so it will be the example of the suspension in water, right? I think now it is very much clear to you what is suspension exactly. Now we are going to understand about the simple properties of the suspension, right? So like the solutions we have done with the headings. First of all, heterogeneous. So suspensions are always heterogeneous in nature, right? The particle size, it will be larger enough that they cannot enter into the empty spaces of the solvent. So that's why it is obviously very clearly seen that it is heterogeneous in nature, right? Second will be visibility of particles. Particles are clearly visible. You may take the example of the muddy water. Maybe the very fine quality of the mud you are going to dissolve in the water, but even then the particles of the mud, they will be clearly visible to you. You may add wheat flour, right, into the water, and then try to see the particles will be seen very clearly in the solvent, right? Similarly, I had given you recently the example of the calcium hydroxide in the water. The white very fine particles, they will be remaining suspended very clearly. They will be seen throughout the whole mass, means throughout the bulk of the mixture as such. So similarly, next is the size of the particles. Suspended in the suspensions, the particle size is very large as compared to the solutions, right? So particle size will be more than 100 nanometer, or if you are going to nanometer, you know, 10 raised to the minus 9 meters, right? If we are going to measure in the centimeters, it will be 10 raised to the minus 5 centimeters, or it will be 10 raised to the minus 7 meters, right? So means they are much more larger as compared to the solutions, right? So solution, the particle size was only 1 nanometer, whereas here the particle size is larger enough. It may be more than, that's why we have put the word more than 100 nanometers here, right? Now next will be the scatter. Yes, when a beam of light, it is allowed to pass through the suspension, the whole path will be clearly visible because it scatters the beam of light which is falling on it. The particles, they scatter. The scattering of light is called deviation of light in the various directions. When we put a light, maybe of the torch light, on the suspension which is kept in a beaker, then we will see that the whole path of the light will be clearly visible, because the light rays, they will be scattered when they will try to enter through the particles. They cannot enter through the particles. That's why after striking the particles, they will be deviated from their path. That's why they are scattering the beam of light falling on them, right? Similarly, suspensions, they are unstable in nature. Unstable in nature means when we have stirred the mixture properly. For example, we have taken the this chalk powder into the water, right? Now what we are going to do, we are just continuously stirring it. We will try to dissolve it, but ultimately we are not able to dissolve it properly as the particle size is larger in size. And when we will keep the beaker at a side undisturbed for some time, the heavier particles, they will be settled down at bottom. When the particles, they will be settled down at bottom, it means the suspensions, they are always unstable in nature. Now particles, they cannot pass through the filter paper, right? So particles, they obviously, like the solutions, particles are so minute in size that the solution can clearly pass through the filter paper. No particles will be stayed on the filter paper. But in the case of suspensions, even the suspension, the mixtures, they are purified. The impurities are removed by passing them into the simple filter paper even. The particles, they will be stayed on the filter paper, and residue left behind will be the filtrate, right, which can be just purified by the other techniques. The first technique, to separate the muddy particles from the muddy water, this is the easier way, just to pass them through the filter paper, right? Means they cannot pass through the filter paper, particles will stay there on the filter paper. Next will be the they are either opaque or are translucent in nature, right? So these are the various properties that we have discussed under the same heads in the solutions. Now we have discussed in the case of the suspensions, right? They are heterogeneous. The particle size is much more larger as compared to the solutions, right? Similarly, we have discussed about the scattering of light. They clearly scatter the beam of light falling on them. They are always unstable. Particles are visible. They are found either in the transparent position, like for example the chalk powder when added into the water, or they make it opaque, like when the muds are added to the water, right? So these are the very simple properties of the suspensions, right? So I think they all are clear to you.